most elegant solution, was it?
Empty.
No lesions, no trauma. It was fled by magic.
Why, you're looking a bit more chipper.
Yeah.
There you are. Not in the meantime, you'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters. No. You're alive, and...
Index fingers pressed to her.
My word. You do... Oh, well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. A new life awaits. And if you're a... Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one...
Currents of magic surge in...
My, look at the concentration on your... There you have it. See? For your own peace of mind.
Good God. There's been a murder here.
A young magister... Behind the magister, a blooded man...
Easy now. Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who did it. Or aren't you enterprising? Go ahead. She will...
Ugly sight, it burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwalk can follow the...
She looks up at you.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course. Figured as much. Listen, I could use someone to keep their ears open and bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. Oh, thanks. I just want to catch whoever did this.
Ah, there you are. Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not at all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this Losa woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly allergical.
The young woman sees...
Who indeed? Why, my name...
The children break out into...
I say, it's...
Her pinched face cracks into a great...
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and get, and maybe...
She turns to you.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we? You presume right. Nope, trying not to find anything out either. Ignorant thanks, but I already belong to an elite and exclusive ship gang. We play ball every day after lunch. You take care, though.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud as quickly as they came.
Good luck, Chief.
My mum is afraid of lizards. I'm not. I think you're neat. I'd be happy if I had a tail.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Wow. You're a dragon. You look like... It's a song? I know you can.
Do you know Losa? She's a really good singer. I'm better.
It was one of them.
An elf sits tucked away.
Snake eyes.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like.
She shakes her.
Game for one, I'm afraid. Rolling dice. Deciding fates.
I'll give you that knuckle if you
Don't worry, honey.
She looks you up and down.
Never say never, though.
She eyes you quite serious.
Not the future, no. But I can read the past. I could lick your arm and tell you how you spent the night before.
She gives your arm.
You were in a cellar with other sorcerers. As everyone lay sleeping, you were reminiscing. About the... Of course it is. But don't you worry, darling. I don't lick.
How dare you classify this slop as food? I've seen more
I'm busy
advertising
watching for clues.
plague-stricken pigs.
What? Didn't make it clear the first time.
I can make your
Scram.
best. Turnips and water are all I was given.
Unacceptable. I've never
A
dined
scruffy
on
man lounges against the wall,
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board.
rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning. The man named Iffa leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug,
Pinches less that way, right?
hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction.
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't...
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his... Ifan grins.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants. No. The dead man. Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't put a man...
He glances over at Magister Vic.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough. The joy, I've heard a lot. Nothing good. Wonder if we'll get to meet the ringmaster himself. Not interested in the son of the divine himself? I don't blame you one bit. But Vic here will...
What are you conspiring about?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet.
Name.
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously.
Away with you. At once.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
That right?
Well, well. What have we?
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by...
There's some discoloration, but I've seen worse. After all, now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is, music to my beleaguered... On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor? Yes, I can tell from your On then to my final query. The very basics, then. So, 3 questions asked, 3... As per your own testimony, you can cook and groom. Still, beggars can't be choosers. So without further ado, I offer you my sincerest congratulations. My slave, of course. Oh, but... Anyway, you may leave me for a moment. We'll go over your duties once we reach...
Can we just skip to the part where I...
Forgive me, Kin. Were that I had more than gruel to serve. If I'd more than cornmeal and rotting roots, I'd concoct. Meanwhile, the Magister's feast...
What are you trying to hear anyway? I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
A broad dwarf sits totally upright. He raises an eyebrow as you approach, but doesn't open his eyes.
Listen up, kiddo. You hear that?
His eyes snap.
Murder! Ah, that's what they were going on and on about. I wouldn't know anything about it. I kill a man. He knows who done it.
His eyes flutter.
Whether they catch me is another matter. But I ain't one to hide, man.
He turns his head.
You look like a girl to... Listen, if you're interested. The ship, of course.
A wave of sound washes over you.
And? Sick as a leper's cat. From the state of it, I'd say she's being cared for by a bunch of... But there's more. Listen close. There now, just like that.
Squeak!
Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance...
There! You heard it, didn't you? I knew it. It's the wheel. The wheel. Don't you see, you beautiful idiot? Pardon my beard. That means if we've been traveling for... Yes, only 10.34... Captain, actually. And that figure tells me we're getting...
The dwarf leans back from the table and
That'll be all. Thank you kindly, Gero.
I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and water are all I was given.
Unacceptable. I've never
The elf
dined
is
on-
reading a volume of Cranley. He reaches out, flicks a finger against one of your scales. He sits back and returns to his book, flicking quickly from page to page, completely oblivious to your presence.
It is simultaneously too detailed and insufficient. I know the beginning of this tale and the end, but I am rather missing the middle. Tell me, what do you know of our world's history? Oh, please. I have no interest in... No. I want to know about the Celestial. This text tells me that they created all creatures, but nothing of what came before. Where did these gods come from? Who are their people? Where are the others of their kind?
The elf's face freezes for just a second.
Oh, it's just one of my idle curiosities. We mortals do like to consider... Now, please, run along. I have a world to decipher.
Here's the register, ma'am. Good, good. Magister Williams has just about done with the last passenger.
Magister's more concerned than your appetite.
You faring okay so far? Glad to hear it. You head on in now. Williams will get you sorted fast.
Jill, is that right? I've a few questions for you.
The Magisters are out for blood. You saw the body, didn't you? Big bruiser like you ought to be able...
Name? Well, you aren't here on my list. Scrammy. We're trying to catch a killer.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
So, anything interesting for me? Right. Tick.
Insufferable, surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
With those bolts trained on her.
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily...
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only...
She turns her head.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God! The woman's mad! You there, sorcerer! Go and fetch Magister Siwan! We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
It means your journey draws to a close. Do stay.
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
What's happened?
What? Water? Wine, for goodness sake.
The lizard's eyes close. The Magister lies on the floor. The Magister lies. The young woman lies in a heap on the floor.
Not long before this thing snaps into splinters. Damn, that doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards.
Thank the gods!
He eyes the collar circling him.
Another sorcerer!
The Magister's companion doesn't blink, frozen in place at the sight of you.
Like you don't know? Mutiny! Did that witch fix
He whispers loudly to the other Magister.
Don't just cower there, Rix! Take out your blade!
Rix grabs his sword, which shakes in the rhythm of his trembling hand. Rix looks to his companion.
Go on then. Find a place to hide and stay. You need to find a hiding.
What will happen to us?
God damn it! Need to get off this wreck, and quick! What in blazes?
Something's pounding on the hull.
You pass through the door, and the skeleton is quickly leafing through.
No. What damn fools record knowledge on a pulp? It catches fire, it turns into must when wet.
The skeleton looks up.
Oh, it's you. Shouldn't you be running and screaming or some such?
The skeleton groans and looks.
Yes, indeed. It's the look of someone that wants. Now, if you're really quite finished, I believe you have lifeboats to flee to. Please, I was no more an elf than you are those rags you're wearing. I had a mask, rather ingeniously designed, a mask that was stolen by that damned witch after her. Still, she'll drown with the rest of these fools, and I will simply pluck my mask from her cold, dead hands. Indeed, just as sensible as getting off a sinking. I would say good day, but it seems quite likely that you're about to die a rather terrible death, sir.
The skeleton shrugs casually and returns. The marking on the door was painted. You press your palm against the door to open it. The wood feels neither cold nor warm, but it doesn't budge. The door groans open, but an ashen shadow clouds.
I need to get out of here now!
children and dwarfs first, just like the old stories say.
The dwarf yanks at one of the nearby ropes.
But there were other people down there. We need to help them.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time to get the hell out of here.
Thank you! There's a ladder right over there. You can go straight down.
You're gonna be the death of us, you hear? That's what you think.
If you get yourself off the ladder, there's a boat. Wait! Void Woken!
These beardless bugs won't sink the ship on my watch.
Let the games begin.
They who are about to triumph.
I thought Void Woken was supposed to be scary.
I've faced worse.
I'm ready.
No telling where there might be more. We need to move.
We make a pretty good team.
I hear something. Sounds like she needs help.
She tries to speak, but can only gape as she clutches her neck. With jagged movements, blood quickly soaks through the cloth. Magister C1's mouth opens and closes. Blood pours out from around the bandage. Magister C... It's working. The pressure is stemming the flow of blood. C1, something within the ship, snaps. The floorboards shudder. C1 struggles to her feet, clinging to you tightly. The ship lets out a deep groan, then cracks.